Wow, episode 3. That's got to be like some kind of record or something. Hey, welcome to episode 3. Now, if you're new to this show, and since this is episode 3, you are new to this show, but maybe you caught episode 1 and 2. I break this into 2 segments. The first segment, I try to bring indie artists, DIY artists to you so you can check them out. Music that needs to be heard. And then the second part, I talk directly to indie musicians about things that we as indie musicians deal with. So let's jump into it. Verity White. That's right, Verity White. You remember that name. Verity White is an award-winning artist. Spiderweb Radio named her Best Female Indie Artist. Your Music Radio Artist of the Year. Academia Awards. Best Alt-Rock Single. That's pretty cool. Now, Verity White is a bigger name across the pond than she is here in the States. She has successful tours of the UK, around, played festivals. My goal here is that those of us on this side of the pond realize how good she is and give her the support she needs over here. Because she rocks. The second record I ever got, my grandmother bought it for me, was Heart's Little Queen. Fell in love with Ann Wilson. Told anybody that would hear back when I was a wee little boy of 6 or so that I was going to marry her. Pat Benatar, holy crap, amazing voice. But that's the kind of thing we're talking about with Verity White here. She has a massive, expressive voice with an incredible range, and she creates nice, driving rock music. So this is for her album that came out in November of last year, Breaking Out. It's a 10-song tour de force that just when you think it may peak, it gets better. The first 3 songs, which are, and I have my cheat sheet right behind me here, so if you see me looking like this, don't hold it against me. Breaking Out, Zeros and Ones, and Demons in Your Head. Those are 3 really good rock tunes. But then, I Don't Care. No, I don't. It's not I Don't Care. No, that's the next song. The chorus, rousing. This is the barn burner of the album. This is the driving rock of the album. And with the chorus, that, and I will quote, "Gonna drink till I can't remember my name." That's a party song. It's a hard driving song. It's a great rock song. And for those of you out there that may be wondering, look, when you get to be my age, you no longer have to drink to forget your name. I mean, could somebody email me with that information, please? And then we drop in and we get See Through and Face It. Again, 2 great rock songs, very enjoyable. But then you hit Exhale. Exhale, followed by Your Darkest Secret, Slow Fall, and Overcome. To me, just me personally, that is the heart of this whole record. There's a depth in those. Not saying that the rest of the songs don't have depth, but these really get into, makes me feel it right here. It's a great rock album. It's a great rock album that you need to be listening to. Verity White is an artist that's on the rise, and I don't see it coming back down. So get on the train early. That way you can tell all of your friends back, when they find her down the road, I was there first, suckers. You may be wondering why you're not hearing the music on here. And that's all down to YouTube. YouTube's algorithms and the way that they put strikes on channels and things, it's unpredictable. So I'm just going to challenge you to follow the links right below this video and go check out her music. I'll have links to some stuff here on YouTube. Enjoy her music and support the indie artists. Verity White is an indie artist. Yeah. Support the indie artists. You're going to hear me say this every episode. If you don't support the indie artists, they go away, and then the world is a lesser place because we're missing great music. Indie artists, DIY artists, do this for the love of the music. No puppet master on us. What we create what we want to hear. We create what we want to make. We create things that we're passionate about. And that plays off to you. Don't be one of those people that talks about not liking the Max Martin driven pop hits on the radio or saying that everything sounds the same these days, because it really does. It really does. There's a great video out. Oh man, I'll try to link to it. It talks about how the music industry actually uses mind control just by hammering the same thing. You get so used to a same thing, but then you complain that you don't want to hear the same thing. Well, guess what? That's where the indie artists come in, because you don't get the same thing. But it's really hard waking up day in and day out, not knowing if people are listening, not knowing if people like it, not really getting support. And people like me, I'm going to make music no matter what. But there are some indie artists that they drop out. And we can't have that. We need the music. Music is great. So support the indie artists. While you're checking out Verity White, let's go to part 2 of the show. 2 dos. Wow. Young man, young lady, young band, learn to promote yourself on the web. The tools that we have right now are limitless. But I'll tell you, one of the reasons that even after I got dropped on Mevio, I kept the show, the original Indie Music Blast, my podcast, going for a little while. But one of the things that would drive me nuts, and it led to me stopping the show completely because it got tiring, is I find this great music, and then I would go to look at their website, a band's website. Maybe they didn't have a website. Maybe they just had a MySpace page back in the day. Maybe it was all on Facebook. But no website, no info. Trying to contact them, no contact information. The stuff that they put on social media is always me, never. They just don't do it right. So we have all these tools. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have our own personal web pages, we have blogs, we have all of this stuff at our fingertips. We have YouTube, like this. And yet, I still struggle to find information on bands or find out what they're all about. Also, when somebody drops a show on you, about you, it's nice if you at least link to it on your website or your social media, because I tell you what, man, when somebody goes out of their way to try to promote your music and then you can't even be bothered to share it, that's bad. It happens a lot. So what's the basic point? The basic starting point is have a website. Keep the website updated. Keep it to a point where fans, venues, people from the industry, they can find you, they can learn about you, they can contact you, they know what you're all about. That's what your website is. It doesn't have to be anything grand, but it has to be the start of everything you do. From there, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, each of these, and even other sites out there, they are tools. Tools to be used properly. Don't be all about me. Be about you sometimes. Be about your fans. Be about other artists. Be about artists you like. Be about things that you think are good or bad in the world. Don't get too political, though. People like their bands. I mean, unless you're a politically driven band and people like you because of it, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot on social media by going too crazy on certain topics. But don't always be about me. Provide value to your fans and those that follow you. And then put the important things about you out there. It won't be a barrage. People tend to tune you out when all that they see that you're putting out is me stuff. But all of that is useless if you don't start with a proper website, a proper landing point on the web where somebody can go and learn about you and book you and give you opportunities to play and do your music and to support you. Here's the thing. I know so many artists out there and they're like, why is it not working out? Why is it not working out? And then I go to their website and I'm like, you don't give people any chance to support you. You have nothing to support. You can't just have a Bandcamp page. You can't just do Twitter. You can't just have a Facebook. You have to have a place where people can learn your story. Because Really, what promotion is telling your story, getting your story into other people's heads where they can choose to support you. And then you've got to give them ways to support you. And you can't expect them to figure this out. If you have a Patreon, you have to let them know how to follow you on Patreon, why they should follow you on Patreon. If you want to sell them merchandise, you have to let them know why they should want your merchandise. And that's where your story comes in. And your story lives on your website. Nobody's going to follow every tweet you put out. Nobody's going to follow every Facebook post you do. Nobody's going to go to your Bandcamp page and see this little thing, this little written part that big, and then a bunch of albums and say, now this is what's going on. No. Get your web tools in order and make it easy for fans and people in the industry to get your story. Because if they hear your story, then they will follow you. They will care about you. No story, it's just music. You can get music anywhere. Give them a story. Give them why they should listen to your music. That's my tip for the day. And with that, this is episode 3. Everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in. You don't know how much it means to me. I'm starting this channel from scratch. I'm still working on my main channel, Senator Jez, but this is where I'm focusing right now in the Indie Music Blast. I really want to make this about a conversation between you and me. I want to bring great music to you, and it'd be great if you could support me a little bit too. Right below here, you see a subscribe. Hit that for me if you don't mind. I really would appreciate it. And if you want to know whenever I drop a new episode, click that bell right next to the subscribe and you'll be alerted whenever a new show comes out. Right now, the schedule is Mondays and Thursdays. And with that, everybody, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Enjoy. Have a great day. Senator Jez is out. Get out there and support Verity White. Peace!